Hey everybody, Rodamon here. Thanks for tuning in to the second episode of The Last Autumn, which originally aired live on Twitch October 25th. Let's get started. This is Frostpunk. I mean, it gets there. Basically, you're trying to set up a generator for later. Hot bath. Sir, an engineer came forward and complained that some people are using the bath for, sex. Animals. With the noises that it makes, it's impossible to relax. Will you end this depravity? Oh boy. Of course, it's none of my business, and I spelled business wrong. Cool. Let me fix that. Or we need a place for this. All right, so of course, motivation and discontent will fall. It's none of my business. Discontent will rise. Or we need a place for this, which I have 3 days to sign the law, House of Pleasure. I wasn't sure. I won't go there. Hi, Yoda. Sky Collective, thank you again for all these gifted subs. You really are the motivator of this stream, aren't you? It's a sleepy Yoda. Oh, eyes are real closed. Do you have fur in your eyes? There you are. Is that better? All right, we need a place for this. Is I think the choice here. So I'm just going to immediately sign the House of Pleasure, and motivation has risen again. I also need to employ more people at the public house. But what's going on here? High motivation. So because of high motivation, the efficiency of all of my workplaces goes up 30%. That is huge. So the safety procedures hit that I took earlier, a 25% efficiency fall, is now perfectly, completely offset by the fact that people are highly motivated. That's one of the reasons why I really, really like high motivation. So if you can see down here, there are tick marks. Above this tick mark is high motivation. Below this tick mark is low motivation. And it's a plus 30%, minus 30%. So it's very much in your best interest to keep your guys highly motivated, because if they're not, you're just not going to be getting a lot of work done. The long and short of it. This is no gather resources in range. Let's knock it down. And put the people that were unemployed over here. Actually, don't put that yet. I wanna remove the clump here. I also have. Where did you go? I need to put some people here. I'm going to pull 5 people out of here and put them to work in the public house. Now the public house employs up to 10. And patrons can go there for prostitutes, or for beers. I just researched ventilation plant, and the next thing I'm going to want is, let's say, medical post upgrade, so that sick people get back to the workforce faster. Right now, my docks are pretty filling up. I mean, hey, hometown. Cheers. Thanks for the sub. All right, so public house. Now, one of the negative consequences of the House of Pleasure, I think this shows in the Book of Laws. Let me show you. Prostitutes can be employed in the public house to increase motivation. The consequence of this, of course, is syphilis. Yeah, syphilis. Good old syphilis. Alright, so the old sawmill's broken down, freeing up space for additional housing, and I'm going to put 2 additional houses here immediately because we do have a boat of 11 people coming in. This is not family friendly. Well, hey, I didn't vote for you all to... You all voted. It's not my fault. You all voted for a House of Pleasure. Don't blame me, man. I never said I wanted it. I don't want it. I'm just teasing. But yeah, it's not exact. You voted for an arcade? Yeah. It got off the rails there. We want more families, right? I guess so. Laverne Cool, I guess so. Due to high motivation, efficiency is 30% better. Whatever. This is one of the real advantages of the evening service of the chapel. Continually having evening services, which increase motivation, is a really, really, really good way to keep your efficiency up. Else you run the risk of, disenfranchisement of your populace. Literally, I don't even have a single person in the workforce who is injured right now. That's really good. Really good. Another thing I want to do is, with 15 workers, I could field another forger team. So let me get those workers. I just asked England to send 12 more. And I am 2 days ahead of schedule. As you can see, I'm kind of behind schedule a little bit. Just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, not today, but tomorrow, I'm going to pull some people off of other work facilities and put them into the profiles manufacturing. Probably chiefly this sawmill. All 10 of the people working in the sawmill are going to go work... You know what? Actually, work there now. Okay, so we do have right now enough for the structure to be built. The shaft structure. But I'm not going to put anyone working here because it is too dangerous. So as you can see, because it is a giant pit, I can enact safety procedures, and it's still pretty dangerous. So what I want to be able to do is to build a structural profile around it. A protective structure, rather, so that our workers here don't fall to their deaths. I think that's just a decent thing to do. It also keeps you from losing workforce. So, letters from home. Oh, boy. So, the letter... I'll... One second. So, an engineer received a letter from relatives in India. They explained that a sudden frost devastated their plantation, and they're going back to England. As the colony is descending into chaos, the population is rising against the British rule. Surely we cannot let such information impact the morale of our people. Censoring the letter, or don't censor the letter. If I don't censor, discontent will rise. If I censor the letter, there might be unintended consequences later on. Now, currently, my discontent is 0, so rising discontent is not that big of a deal for me, but the choice is yours. Okay, it's a runaway. Don't censor the letter. Freedom for people to learn about Doom. And don't forget to hit evening service every time it's off cooldown. My motivation is just... it's peaked. I also, pausing, have too many people... I have too much food in the cookhouse. What I need to do is start building resource capacity for it. Especially for... and I'll do that right now. Especially for coal. My coal is bordering on the absurd. The amount that I have, so... we'll get that built in a moment. But coal is really, really, really useful later on. So right now what I'm doing is just trying to get as many profiles, structural profiles as I can. so that I can build trussing to protect my workers for when I'm setting up the structure down below. Alright, so I have 132. No one's unemployed. So here I want food rations, and here I want coal. And let's do another resource post for steel. My hunters have depleted the reindeer grounds. The last shipment of venison is traveling back to the construction site, and now I'm in search for additional sources of food. You don't get infinite food. The people wouldn't be motivated if they knew the temp would drop to negative 150. You might be right. Maybe that's even part of this. Maybe it's even part of this. Alright, here I'm going to put steel, storing steel. So right now the only thing using coal is my bathhouse, and they're using about 72 a day. If you really want to dig deep into your production, you can in this economy pie chart of trying to figure out, like, hey, what is my coal a day? I gain 286, I use 72, you know, for steel, wood, so on and so forth, rations. You could sort of figure it out and set up your supply chains. Do we have the second foragers going yet? No, we do not, because I don't have the workforce for it. And I'll actually probably not enact a second foragers until we have these structural profiles set up, until we have this shaft structure built. Because this takes 50 people to work it, which is a lot of people. It is a lot of people. I'm going to actually take a moment to break down this old sawmill. Let's see, can I get one wood from somewhere? No. There's nowhere for me to get one wood. I wanted to set up another sawmill, because obviously we cut down a whole bunch of trees here. But, nope, can't do. I can enact some more laws, but I don't think I really need to. So these laws here that you haven't seen me do, crowded quarters, which puts 12 people per house, or comfortable quarters, which puts 8. Comfortable is good, crowded is bad, but it takes less to house them, so on and so forth. So, just want to let you know between those two that we unlocked. Alright, motivation still very high, so that means people are going to be very productive. And you're about to hear the whistle blow. Okay, I want one more structural profile. Yep. So let's get that one last one. Transport just arrived with 12 new people to work. I'm going to put 6 of them on the reloading docks over there, and then put 4 of them in the sawmill. Put 4 of them on this huge coal pile. And now it's time. So, I'm unemploying everybody at my profiles manufacturing. I'm putting them on the shaft structure with protective structures to raise the safety level yet again. I am going to pull... Oh, that should be on. Okay. I'm going to pull everybody out of the sawmill. Put them in. Pulling everybody out of huge coal pile. Put them in. I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people off the docks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people off of the reloading. And 1 person out of the... Let's put one of those prostitutes to work. So now we have 100% capacity on shaft structure. Every soul that can be there is there. Let's get some research going. I'm going to get upgraded docks. And you all are going to listen to my neighbors revving their ATV loudly and obnoxiously. Cool, I said. Totally feeling like it is not. Yeah, I have RTX voice right now, so it should filter it out pretty well. But doesn't mean it's flawless. Right. Another thing I wanted to build is a ventilation plant. Right here. I'll explain why I put it there in a bit. Or I can explain right now. So, essentially, people physically work in the profiles manufacturing, and there's ways to get additional motivation and efficiency out of here. No one actually works in the ventilation plant. So I'm putting it away from the concentrated workforce that's here, right? Most of my people work right here, in this circle here. And here's why I have a ventilation plant. Toxic gases. Sir, we have a situation. We've detected dangerous concentrations of toxic gases across the whole construction site. Breathing them in will make people sick, but will keep them working. We have no choice. The gases are venting from the depths of the source, and their toxic levels change constantly. We will monitor and warn you about toxic changes 24 hours in advance. So, we got... Oh, that's coming down. Okay, this doesn't work. There we go. Got my toxic gas mask here. I'll just put this on my neck so it doesn't strangle me the entire time. We'll just, yeah. Right there. No, nope. Okay. There we go. All right, the docks are upgraded. Let's get something else. Efficient gathering. Oops. Yo, do you want to be the canary? Oh, my scouts are ready where they are. Lake full of fish. Set up a camp. There we are. Now people that don't know what's going on are going to be like, "What the hell's on your face?" Well, it's my gas mask. Got to keep people breathing. So as you can see, the safety levels down in this pit here have gone down because there is a level 1 of toxic gases, and up here in your temperature gauge, you have a toxic meter. Right now, my meter is low, which lowers the safety of my shaft structure by 1, and really it lowers the safety of everything in this inner ring. Here, let me set up a building. What do I have? 10. Everything within this red circle is affected by toxic gases. Speaking of which, let's get 1 more steam core and 6 more workers from London. But here's the thing. This ventilation plant will burn coal to power fans, and it will help to alleviate some of the toxic gases. So as you can see here, we have... this is going to be set on to normal working hours, 8 to 18. And when people are working down here, the ventilation plant will kick on. If I turned it on right now, as you can see, ventilation plants is adding +1 to safety here. But obviously I don't want it going 24 hours a day because I don't want to be burning coal needlessly for 24 hours a day. But yes, that's what the ventilation plants are for. Right, evening service will be ready soonish. And because of my masterful... no, I shouldn't. But because of your wonderful choices and my attentiveness, our motivation is ridiculously high. And our Our discontent is straight 0. Good times. I am, however, going to need some additional engineers to cook up some additional food, so I am switching them off of medical posts and putting them into the cookhouse, because our food rations are lowering down. Well, we did get some injuries, though. These people around here, as you can see, everything is fine, they say, as they are walking through clouds of toxic gases. Yes, don't ask me why they do this. I do not know. I do not know why they hang out near the pit of toxic gases during their downtime. They're just dumb. But, you know, whatever. Who am I to judge?
Come on, get moving. Time to work.
Okay, so we're back at work. We are currently 3 days ahead of schedule. The cooldowns for my structural profiles will disappear with time, right? I don't know why they disappear. Like, don't ask me why. But eventually what will end up happening is the benefit we get from setting up structural profiles decays, or whatever you want to call it, and we'll have to set up some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of the people out of my public house and put them manufacturing additional structural profiles. But here, as you can see, because the ventilation is on, and safety procedures are on. Wait, why are my structural profiles not? Yo, why is that? That should be safer than it is. They're lying to me. Okay, there is an issue. A bad omen. Oh boy. So, the camp was strangely quiet. People passed, bad news in hushed voices. Essentially, there is a bad omen of like a bloody bird that sits at the bottom of the pit. And I can either wait and shut down construction for 4 hours, or shoo it away and discontent will go up for, temporarily. So, do I shut down construction because of a bloody bird, or do I keep working? There, now it's a bib. I've got a mask bib. Sky Collective, thanks for the additional gifted sub. So you all say that I should halt work for a bird. Well, not all, but some of you. That's a tighter vote than most, but all right. Let's wait. So that means that literally the 50 people that were working here in the shaft structure are doing nothing for 4 hours. I am currently 3 days ahead of schedule, but the longer we wait for stuff like this, obviously, the more behind schedule I will become. And I can't put them to work anywhere else. They are just twiddling their thumbs. Let me hide that. They're twiddling their thumbs for 4 hours. But y'all voted for it, so I will be done. Alright, efficient gathering just got researched. So now I'm going to get resource upgrade so that my resource depots can store more so that we don't get close to max. Yeah, they're basically watching a bloody bird. Alright, here we are. We're back to work. Ooh, it is super not safe down there. Deadly levels of toxic gas. Joy! Good times. Alright, here comes the boat. 6 more people. I think I have housing capacity for them, but I'm just going to build an addition. Oh, yeah. No, I don't even need this. This is literally an empty tent. Okay, so here people come. I also asked for 1 steam core, and I'm going to do the same. Oh, never mind. I'll ask for 11. just moving some workforce around. Alright. Closing my cookhouse because there's no more food to cook, and putting them to work in the medical post. And evening service, just for the extra motivation, so that we are as motivated as we can be. I'm also going to pluck one worker each on these docks and one in these reloading stations and put them to work in the profiles manufactory. That way we can get some additional profiles to re-secure the site. In fact, I'm going to take 5 people off the work site and put them into profiles so that we can make these structural profiles really, really, really fast. And I'm going to remove the safety procedures from the profiles manufactory because I really want it to make it. It's weird. I want to build these to make it safer, so I'm going to make it less safe in the meantime. But yeah. I just want to crank these out quick so I can re-secure the shaft structure site so no one gets injured. Alright, depots have been upgraded. What's some low-hanging fruit research I can do? Fishing harbor in 1. So you only have 4 places that you can put docks. And I generally like to have 3 docks for one of each type of resource, and then the fishing harbor for the 4th. Oh! Okay. So here is a critical choice here. Sir, an explosion in the generator's foundations caused a tunnel collapse, trapping several workers. Unfortunately, we can't send a rescue team since we don't have one. I.e., I don't have the safety levels because I didn't get those profiles manufactured in time. Unfortunately, we can't send a rescue team since we don't have one due to low priority given to the workplace safety in the shaft. The crews working there lack adequate training. I can either blow up the cave, which will set back construction progress by 40%, and the trapped workers will live, or I can keep working, and motivation will greatly fall, and the trapped workers will die. So, your choice here? Okay, I think it's a runaway. Who voted 2? Lazy Hex and Dub and Slobo. All right. I'm just going to finish that because it is pretty clear what you all are going to vote on. I'm just curious who wanted them to die. So, discontent has gone up due to the fact that they're working in dangerous conditions. The workers here said that they were surprised that I decided to side with the workers. The 3 days ahead of schedule that I had is now only a day ahead of schedule. So, in hindsight, the staring at a bloody bird for 4 hours was a super inefficient use of my time. But, yeah. I digress. Alright, so now that we have the safety structures, I can then create protective structures yet again. I am going to move a bunch of these guys off of the... off of their current tasks. And now the construction site is on strike. And I have to negotiate the strike. So, let's negotiate. Workers on strike. And I can either give them comfortable quarters. I can give them hearty meals. I can try to appease them with some extra rations. Or do nothing which means that the worksite remains on strike. So comfortable quarters is instead of 8 or 10 people to a tent, it's 8. Hearty meals is instead of a 2-to-1 ratio of raw food to produced food, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So you get half the bang for the buck out of food. Extra rations means that I just fork over a bunch of extra meals to them, but they might increase their demands anyway. It's not a true appeasement. Sky Collective, thank you for 2 more gifted subs. Cheers! Or I need to think about it, which is like doing nothing. Totally, actually, I shouldn't even have included this because I wouldn't even consider, but yeah. Can you change your votes? Yes, you can change your votes. Okay. Looks like comfortable quarters. So I have some time to pass comfortable quarters. Now, this is a huge choice. I actually have a dog in this fight a little bit, but I'm not going to try to massage you one way or another. So, much like in the base game where you have to decide order and discipline versus spirituality and faith, here's a choice here. Who should we lean on to get this project done? I'll read this all, but let me type it out first. So, leaning on the workers versus leaning on the engineers means... Oh, that's not what I meant to... Oh, crap. I actually didn't mean to click that. So I'm going to have to save scum there. But leaning on the workers allows them to unionize, allows them to have like labor laws and things like that. And then leaning on the engineers introduces a caste system. Wow, how much time... I didn't lose too much time. I was hoping that clicking it would show you what it led to. But, nope, it did not. Well, we'll get back there. But yeah, it's essentially, do you allow them to unionize and then motivate them, or do you have your engineers take over and browbeat them? That's pretty much what it comes down to. I can't. That's basically it. It's like, are you going to browbeat them or not? But I thought I was going to be able to click it and read more details, but no, it was just like, oh, sorry, choice been made. You're stuck. Alright, so here is the worker trap blow-in that we did. I won't read it again, because you already know what that is. And I'm trying to build the profiles to keep it safe, and then they're on strike. Sorry, again. Hey, it's actually something different here. I will do better working conditions, because that's literally what I'm trying to do. Alright, so who should we lean on? Here we go. So, the workers versus the engineers. First strike is over, but it won't be the last. We need to address labor issues if we are to finish the generator on schedule. Workers would like to be given a voice and be involved in the decisions, while engineers promise you results if you rely on their proven expertise. Will you employ the workers... Will you empower the workers and establish a labor union, or will you strengthen the engineer's role and rely on factory inspectorate? So... Power to the people versus power to the foreman is essentially the choice. Should we empower the people or empower the foreman? And you don't get to see the laws, but alright. Looks like workers by a margin. So let me actually click the right thing this time. And then we just signed the law labor union, which allows the workers to work in a labor union to help resolve strikes, essentially. And I just built a profile, so I've made this workplace safe, which means I can put people back to work. This I'll be honest, this save scumming does benefit me because this time around, to appease the workers, I just needed to make the workplace safer versus previously where I needed to, like, give them larger quarters. But that was an accident. Wasn't actually intended. But, alright, so for the labor, I need to have a labor union. So here is the labor union building. I will build it here, where this sawmill used to be. And we just researched. Let's get 100 wood real quick and go up a tech level. And the boat is coming with 11 more people. Okay. We are 2 days ahead of schedule. That's respectable. All right. And the labor union building, I'll put here.
Shift over. Enjoy your free time.
All right. The gas levels are pretty bad. The reason why I'm going up a tech level is I want to get ventilation plant coupling to have 2 ventilators to make the job site safer. Cobb, did I drink when you hydrated me? I probably didn't. So now we have a labor union. In the labor union, I can reduce the strike risk for all workplaces for 24 hours by offering them some food rations, basically bribing them. And then the labor union will also assess the workplace safety here. Yeah. And right now, my workplace safety is kind of bad in the shaft structure. Kind of bad. All right, so here comes some additional people. Let's build a house for them. Someone's going to get their own tent. There it is. And let's employ these guys. So I'm going to put them in the public house. And how many do we have left? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I don't have another forager cabin, but I just need more people. I'm just trying to get my pop up. Once the shaft structure is done construction, we'll have the 50 workers back. And we will very easily be able to employ them gainfully and elsewhere. I also have a growing amount of sick people. Because of how dangerous this workplace is. Right now it's an unhealthy workplace. I'm trying to keep it healthy as best as I can. Now, I did research the upgraded docks. Yes, I did. Alright, let's get them built. And these upgraded tech level is going to allow me to build another ventilation plant, which helps mitigate some additional gas. Which keeps everyone healthy and safe. Now, with these upgraded docks, what will end up happening is we'll have 2 piles. Because now the resources get unloaded into 2 piles. So, with the 50 people that work here in the shaft structure, we basically just created a lot more jobs for them, right? That's how you can think of it. Okay, so this shaft structure is 96% complete. We are 3 days ahead of schedule. If you get about 3 days behind schedule or so, you're fired. Yep, just fired. Just to make that clear. Alright, I'm going to shut down one of these workshops and employ them in the medical tent because we have too many sick people and I don't want them to become gravely ill. That would be very bad. Transport just arrived with some additional folks. Let's go ahead and take 2 people off of... What do we have a lot of resources of? We have a lot of... 2 people off of the sawmill and employ a second group of foragers. And these foragers are going to go to the waterfall over here. So small waterfall. So now I have two foraging teams. One is working at the lake full of fish to do some fishing. And the other is searching the area. Harbingers of Doom. Effing owls. So basically, there are a bunch of owls, and it's a bad omen. Stupid owls. No one asked for you to come. And here we go. The shaft structure is about to be complete. Boom! Phase 1 milestone achieved. Build the foundations. So the next step is I need to build a machine shop, make some pressure valves, and tower pumps. So if we take a look here, the pressure valves is 10 structural profiles, the tower pumps is 10 steam exchangers, and for that I'm going to need a machine shop for the steam exchangers. So the first step of this here is I need to build pressure valves out of structural profiles. So I've just employed a bunch of my workers here in the profiles manufacturing. And I'm actually, I'll keep it safe. And then I'm going to put some of the workers back in the cookhouse because I'm just about out of food. And then the rest of these workers, I'm going to put in these second piles of resources. And then fill up the primary docks. -1. Let's take 1 sawmill and put them on this reloading station. Good. Okay. So we need to amass 10 structural profiles, ideally 16. 16 will allow us to secure the site as well. Alright. News from London. Abandoned site. Congratulations on completing your first milestone on schedule. Meanwhile, after funding cuts and a catastrophic accident on Site 107, the project was scrapped. And the workers are scheduled for evacuation. If you can spare the men, order foragers to search the coordinates and recover whatever materials you can from Site 107. Okay. And then I've said that we will redouble our efforts. So I do have a forager heading to the small waterfall. I don't know where Site 107 is yet, but I have to do some searching to find it. Let's ask for another shipment. This time I'm going to ask for cores and 5 workers. I can also pass a new law. So let's take a look at the labor laws. There is collective bargaining, which allows you to negotiate strikes from the labor building to stop all strikes at once, or the Workers' Council. The Workers' Council is a building that you can build, which will raise workers' motivation slightly every day, lower the strike risk for nearby workplaces by 1, lower discontent. But sometimes they will have negative consequences. So, have you pick. I don't have to pass it right now, so I can play the game while you vote. So we can leave that vote up a bit. But, yeah, might as well utilize a new law when I have the opportunity, I suppose. No. Well, actually, here, you say Workers' Council? So there's a new choice here. So 1 man, 1 vote. So this is about labor union. Who will represent the labor union? I can let them choose. I can rig the elections, or let me choose. Let me talk these over. So let them choose. Motivation will rise. Strike risk will rise for 2 days. Rig the election. Motivation will rise. Or let me choose. Discontent will rise. Of who represents the workers' labor union. Yoda represents the labor union. We are voting on voting. Yes, you are. The irony is not lost on me. Alright, so let them choose. Seems to be the popular choice here. So I risk strikes, but we are keeping people very, very, very well motivated. So motivated that I don't even need an evening service to keep them motivated anymore. We are basically max motivation, so I might as well save the foodstuffs. And then you all said in the Book of Laws to have a workers' council, which actually works quite well because the workers' council helps to lower strike risk. So between the council square, and the fact that you just voted to let them choose, we essentially get to we essentially lower our chance for strike as a result of what you voted on for the council square. I put this council square as close to as many work facilities as it could. And I have 2 days left to build that. I'm actually not going to queue up any of these structural profiles. What I'm going to do, which is a weird thing to do, is temporarily have no one make them, because I just started a research to be able to manufacture them more efficiently. But what I will do is get a reloading station at my steel. Alright, I have some of my forgers done. Let's go keep exploring. Alright, so the Workers' Council is built, and everything within the area will lower strike risk and increase motivation. And what's going to happen here is the Workers' Square will come up with ideas which can then trigger laws. So it can be bad. If they're like, hey, here's an idea, give us a day off. Right? And I'm like, dude, what? Seriously? You want a day off? I would have to oblige. Right? So, or not have to oblige, but there would be negative consequences to oblige a request such as that. Which would be like, hey, we're a lot less productive or whatever. Alright. So I have no one working in the profiles manufactory because currently I have optimized materials, which allow us to reduce the cost of profiles by 20% and make them 50% faster. So I don't want to queue up any of these structural profiles until we have that tech done. So instead, I'm just having everyone collect resources like that. And at present, we are about a day ahead of schedule. The yellow bar below the temperature is toxicity levels of the worksite. And we are sending our explorers around. So right now we have toxic levels of 1. And tomorrow the toxic level will raise up to 2. You work for yourself now, he says. It's mostly true. Alright, pausing just a second. So we just got optimized research. I'm going to get optimized protection next. But I'm going to put a ton of people to work in the profiles manufactory, and now we make profiles at a cost of 1 profile for 20 wood, and we make them faster. Here comes my boat with my steam cores. So this steam core here, I'm going to invest in another ventilation plant to help remove some toxic gas from the work site, and the additional workers be put into the reloading stations. Then I'm going to ask HQ for more steam cores, because I have 0 right now. My explorers just found food. I'm going to work my way back to the construction site, bringing in this extra food. I'm going to pause a second. So here we go. Engineer's plea. Sir, several engineers want to share with you their concerns about Workers' Council and ask for reassurance. We appreciate your efforts to motivate the workers, but giving them too much power will diminish our authority and blur the responsibilities. And before you commit to any of their ideas, remember that they know nothing about generator design. So I can say... relax or watch out. So relax, you're still in charge, motivation will fall. Currently my motivation is maxed. Or watch out, nobody's indispensable, discontent will rise. Currently my discontent is 0. So relax or watch out. And poor Lino, here is the Yoda that you so redeemed. Ooh, it's a neck and neck poll. I'll leave this up a little bit longer. Give him a wink, Yoda. Give him a wink. Alright, guys. Poll's closing in 10 seconds. Vote, vote, vote. Oh, if it's a tie, I'll decide, I guess. Oh, dear Lord. It's a tie. All right, I'm going to say watch out, or relax. No, I'm going to say watch out, nobody's indispensable. I sided with the workers once. I'm going to do it again. Those engineers, I'm going to flip the bird. You wanted me to flip a coin? I actually don't have a coin near. Well, do I have my lucky quarter in my wallet? Let me see. No, I don't. So I don't have a coin nearby. All right. So I do have enough structural profiles now to set up the pressure valves. And that is a 30-person workforce. But I'm going to wait for me to have one more structural profile so that I can secure the site. Actually, I'm going to queue up a few. And wait till the end of the day. Because now I have optimized protection. Instead of previously using 6 structural profiles to secure a site, I can use 4. And that makes the site more safe. And I also have a second ventilation plant, which helps remove more of the toxic gas, making it, once again, safe. Nobody wants to work in an unsafe work environment, so raising the safety is of high importance. What can I research? I don't have the wood to research. Steam Sawmill, I don't really want. Okay, I'll just wait for me to have a little bit more wood and queue up more research. Efficient. Let's research the foundry because I'm going to need it soon. Okay, now I'm going to pause the game just a second and put 20 workers at work at the pressure valves, and then pulling 10 more off of the docks and putting them here to work at the pressure valves. What I really need to do... Here, let me... Nope, that's good. What I really need to do soon... Oh, everybody working the sawmill is not doing anything because that sawmill doesn't have any wood in range, but they haven't Well, I shouldn't blame them. I didn't notice that literally they weren't doing anything. The lazy louts. So instead, what I'm going to do is set up a new sawmill. Because wood currently is definitely my bottleneck. And let's put the sawmill here so that we can make more room for bedrooms. Because we do have, well, currently we only have a steam core coming. But, yep. Yoda doesn't react to me picking him up because I've been picking him up forever. In fact, my other dogs don't even really react either. They're so used to it that it is absolutely commonplace to them. Oh, right. Nothing in the rapids. Let's keep exploring. I don't need to go back to camp just yet with this food rations, because my food rations are fine. And a posture check. Okay. Health check. Yeah, my other dogs can act like puppets too. Oh, Yoda loves sweaters. He really, really does. He gets cold in the winter, and he loves wearing his sweaters. He'll actually be visibly upset if you take it out of. So the gas levels are actually rising to a high gas level tomorrow, so it's going to be particularly difficult to protect this work site. This work site's going to suck. But right as the day starts, I'm going to kick off protective structures to keep them as protected as I'm able. I'm also going to shut down one of these medical posts and open up a cookhouse with the engineers cooking for everybody, because I could turn some of this raw food into... another thing I probably need to do at some point is to get the fishing harbor going. So the next time I have the food... Yeah, here we are. It's a safe work environment. From all of my procedures and structures and plants, we're keeping everyone safe, which is really, really, really important. Not to have anyone fall to ill or whatever. Foragers reached Mountain Lake, and it's a good fishing spot, so let's set up camp. Okay, so here is the pressure valves, and the next really, really, really important thing I'm going to need to do... Oh, crud. Oh, I have a steam core coming in 3 hours. I need to make a machine shop, but that requires steam cores. Now, if you don't have the steam cores, you could always break down like a reloading station or something, because you would gain steam cores from salvaging it. But in 2 hours, I have steam cores showing up, so that's not a problem. All right, 1 hour right now. And let me ask for some more from HQ. So now with this, I am going to make a foundry. I'm going to put my foundry purposely right next to my workers' square. Here are some of the workers' ideas that have been proposed in the work council square. Some proposals are hard to understand. We need a committee to evaluate new ideas. Voted down. I don't get to vote on these. They have their own autonomy here. Some bastards are stealing my hammer. All tools should be engraved with the owner's names. Also voted down. Every now and then, things will be voted up, and it's sort of up to me to deal with that. So another thing that the Steam exchangers can do is you can spend 5 Steam exchangers to increase work by 10%. It's actually a very, very, very powerful thing to do. The next thing I want to research is maybe finer mesh so that the fishermen are more efficient. And a house of pleasure is now a house of disease. So, I can either cure the infected, I can deport the infected, but I can't actually because I don't have medical repatriation. I can shut it down, or I can ignore it, or we can't afford it. So, 3 options here for you to vote on. Curing the infected will have the infected prostitutes that have syphilis go into the medical. Shutting it down will cause discontent to go up, and it won't create motivation, or we ignore it, and more people get more sick frequently. This is a runaway vote, so I'm just going to close it. For all you early voters, you say cure. Okay, so we'll cure the prostitutes. Seems reasonable. We have a new law. So, I could enact official doctrine here, which allows a motivational speech to be given at the Workers' Council to increase motivation, and council ideas will no longer have negative consequences. It's sort of propaganda-esque, but that's up to you to vote on. It does lead to propaganda and abolition of privileges or selfless sacrifice. Alternatively, we could enact collective bargaining. Or actually, hold on, let me hide this poll, because there's other things for you to vote on too. Or, alternatively, we could sign administrative laws, bare-knuckle bouts. Thank you for watching the second episode of The Last Autumn, which is a DLC of Frostpunk. If you already own Frostpunk and you're looking to buy the DLC, I do have an affiliate link in the description of the video. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com both has the stream schedule, countdown timer, and a link to hop on Discord if you'd like to chat. Thanks for watching. I will catch y'all next episode. Adios.